So, Mother's Day was yesterday. And if you are here watching this right now, I have a feeling that it didn't go the way that the commercials said it would. Maybe you white knuckled your way through a dinner with your family, or you took 45 minutes to draft a text that you were dreading or you were having difficulty typing because every word felt like a negotiation, or maybe you were crying on your way back home or feeling very frustrated. Perhaps you also felt like you don't know why you are experiencing these complex emotions afterwards. And maybe you just spent the time feeling the sense of a low-grade, nameless guilt because you felt nothing. And feeling nothing somehow felt worse than feeling sad. Whatever yesterday brought up for you, and however it looked like, I want you to know that you made it, you are here, and this is not to be judged, but this is rather information. And it is an aftermath that it is important to dissect and put a name to it. Hi, I'm Karina Aybar. I am a trauma-informed psychotherapist and coach, and I make videos about setting boundaries without feeling guilty, parentification, and generational trauma recovery so that you can understand why you feel the way you do and how to heal it with compassionate and practical tools. I want to emphasize that I wanted to have this conversation after the day of Mother's Day because it is something that people are feeling but are afraid to name. This is what I like to call the Mother's Day hangover. And it is real. It is actually very common. And it is that specific kind of emotional exhaustion that you feel the day after you have had to perform a version of yourself that doesn't exist. It is after you've had to smile through something complicated, or after you've compressed your real feelings into a small, manageable shape and held that shape for hours. And for adult children of dysfunctional families, this is something that brings up a lot of complex emotions. These are not just holidays, but they are performance events. They require you to suit up in an old role to be the good child, the peacekeeper, the one who holds it all together or manages all the tensions, and wear that costume until you can finally get home and exhale. And then the hangover isn't just that tiredness that you feel. It actually shows up as this irritability that seems to come out of nowhere. And it may be out of proportion. It may be a low, flat mood, or suddenly crying at something unrelated, or wanting to completely isolate and replaying conversations afterwards. You may be thinking what you should have said, or that something feels weird, or that particular flavor of emptiness that comes from having spent the whole day in a room full of people and feeling profoundly alone and misunderstood at times and not really relating. Does that sound familiar? Please let me know in the comments, because this is something that has been brought up to my attention a lot of times within my practice and with my members. Underneath it all, your nervous system just ran a marathon wearing dress clothes. Yesterday asked you to be regulated in an environment that has historically been dysregulating for you. And that takes an enormous amount of effort and physiological toll, not just emotional, but physical. Your body kept the score yesterday, even if your face didn't show it. This is something that many of my clients have brought up because they feel this sense of exhaustion and misunderstanding or fear of judgment for dreading this holiday, actually. And they do love their mom, but there is this uncomfortable dynamic that goes on. And I want to go a little deeper and naming it what it actually is. It is actually important to name that there are usually two layers to Mother's Day hangover. The first layer is the present. The dinner, the lunch that felt tense, the comment that she made that you are still turning over in your mind, the way you shrank in a way that you swore you were done shrinking, or the version of yourself you became the moment that you walked into that room, that younger, smaller, more careful version of yourself, and the disorientation of driving home or getting back home and not recognizing who that person was. And this is also applicable to those of you who unfortunately has lost their mother physically. Maybe they've passed, and this brought up a lot of grief, but also maybe anger, frustration, and complex emotions, and that's okay. This is the one that catches people off guard because it doesn't always feel like grief. It feels like anger or numbness or that inexplicable sadness that you can't attach anything specific to it. But what it actually is, what I see in my practice constantly, is the grief of what didn't happen. Not just yesterday, but in the whole of your childhood. The attunement that wasn't there. The times that you needed someone to say, I see you. You are okay, I've got you. And instead, you had to be the one doing the seeing, the soothing, the holding, the regulating yourself and walking on eggshells. One of my clients that I would like to call her Selena, she came to a session the day after Mother's Day last year and said something that I've never forgotten. And what she said was, you see, I keep waiting for the day when I stop hoping that my mother will show up differently. And then every year she doesn't. It's like finding out for the first time all over again, and that hurts. That is not dysfunction in Selena. That is the heart doing what hearts do, longing for the mother that lives in the imagination, the one who could have been and not the one who is. And here's what I want you to know. That longing is something that is profoundly human. No matter how rational you are, this deserves to be grieved and not managed, not suppressed, grieved. Now, I want to say something that might feel a bit uncomfortable at first. It's called decentering. And what it means in plain language is this. You stop organizing your emotional life around your mother's reactions. For those of us who were parentified children, our mother's mood was the weather system we all lived under. We woke up scanning it. Is she okay today? Is she going to be upset? What does she need from me? What will make this go smoother? How can I take care of her? And here's the thing, many of you are still doing that. Not just when you are with her, but in your own head constantly, on a background loop. You make decisions wondering how she will react or how they may impact her and the family. You don't share milestones because you know she will make them about herself. You edit your life so that if you are succeeding and moving forward, you don't make her feel left out. And you want to make sure that it fits within a frame that she can handle. You have been living in her emotional orbit so long, you may not even realize you have your own. Now, decentering doesn't mean you stop loving her. It does not mean you cut her off. Although cutting contact may be what's right for you. But what it means is that you consciously decide her emotional state is no longer the center of your gravity in your life. You are allowed to be the main character of your own story. And this is why leading by example will in turn set the stage so that she can learn that she no longer has to do that herself. She will learn by default of seeing you that it's not okay to center others, but rather strive to be better, and hopefully she will get the memo. Now let's talk about what to actually do with all of this, starting today in the aftermath. Rule number 1, the Hangover Debrief. I want you to get a piece of paper, not your phone, but actual paper, and answer these 3 questions. Don't overthink them, just write them. Number 1, what version of yourself is showing up today? Number 2, what feeling am I still carrying that isn't fully my. And number 3, what did I need yesterday that I didn't get? The last question is a very important one. Not what did she do wrong, but what you need. Because the parentified child never learned to ask that. We are practicing that now. Tool number 2, the somatic reset. Because remember, your nervous system did labor yesterday, and you cannot think your way out of a body-based state. Try this right now or later today. Sit with both feet flat or stand as I am right now. Feel the floor and take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, expanding your belly for 4 counts, and exhale for 6. Do that 3 times and shake your hands out like you are shaking water off of them. Gentle, loose for about 10 seconds. Just shake it off. This is a real nervous system intervention. Just jog it out if you want. You are just signaling to your body that the performance is over and you are safe right now. You are shaking things off that no longer serve you. You can calm down now. You're no longer there. Now, tool number 3. The dual compassion journaling. This is something that I assign in the days after hard family events with many of my clients and members. 2 sentences. That's it. I want you to write down, I deserved blank that I did not receive. That's 1. And number 2, you can say, my mother also did not receive blank when she was a child. You're not forgiving. You're not excusing. You are actually holding 2 truths at once. Your pain and the lineage behind hers. This is what we call dialectical thinking, and it is the cognitive foundation of healing from generational trauma. It is learnable skill. Now, tool number 4, the decentering practice. Pick one concrete thing this week that you have been doing or not doing because of how your mother might react. Then make a different choice. This is the decentering choice. Not to punish her, not to rebel, but to practice the radical act of choosing based on what you need and not what others need or your mother. Maybe you share something that you have been hiding. Maybe you don't call to check on her so often, maybe not every day this week, maybe every other day. Maybe you simply let a day pass without managing her, and that's okay. Allow her to regulate herself and then genuinely check on her once you have grounded yourself and you have the capacity. And notice what happens in your body when you do. That discomfort, that guilt, that's the old nervous system protecting you and protecting a role you no longer need to play. The discomfort is not a sign that you are doing something wrong, that you are a bad daughter. It is a sign that you are actually doing something new. Keep that in mind because the guilt will absolutely hit. Trust me on that. Now, here's what I want to leave you with today. You survived another Mother's Day in whatever shape or form, whatever way it looked. Maybe messy, muted, painful, complicated, maybe joyful at times. You got through it. And the fact that it still hurts, or the fact that you still hope, still grieve, still feel that complicated feelings and pull toward a woman who was imperfect in ways that cost you, that doesn't mean you are broken. It means that you are still in the process of becoming whole and that version of yourself that you deserve to be. The work of healing generational trauma is not dramatic. It actually happens in increments, one breakthrough moment at a time. It happens in the quiet decisions to feel what's yours, to release what isn't, to stop centering others, to stop centering your mother or someone else's storm, and to slowly, carefully, tenderly learn what it means to be your own safe place. That is the inheritance that you choose, not the wound, the healing. And you are already here choosing it, right? You are here. And if you needed this today, if this found you at the right moment, please share it. there is someone in your life who is also carrying yesterday around with them and they don't have the words for it yet. Leave a comment below and tell me, what version of yourself showed up yesterday? You don't have to figure it out, just say it. This channel is for adult children who are ready to stop surviving and start healing and thriving. Subscribe. I'll be here every week and I cannot wait to connect with you in the comments. I'll see you in the next video, and please remember your resilience.